swept, confetti removed, bubble burst after the last one walked. Uncertain off-season, uncertain all-star break, uncertainty is all that is talked. In silver we trust, for gold we lust, and may common sense lead the way. Whatever it be, we'll have your back, your mind and your ears. At the ball is bay, your favorite NBA podcast in an Indian accent. You're back after crying our eyes out post Game 6 as the Lakers stepped all over the Heat to win their first ring since 2010, and LBJ his fourth ring and fourth Bill Russell's Finals MVP as well. There's major talk about the Christmas start of the season, and I hope the White House has a new resident in it when it's all said and done, so the champs can visit the White House again. According to sources, the league wants to operate without a bubble arrangement, but it remains to be seen how possible that is and how it will be pulled off without major incidents. Speaking of radical, I've got with me someone who uses social media for social experiments more than the authors of Freakonomics, someone who frequently worries about the planet but refuses to let go of meat, and someone who I didn't have to convince much to do this pod at all. My co-host Vineet Devaya. Vineet, welcome back to the pod. How is your latest Twitter right-wing propaganda experiment coming along?
It's been going good. It's been going good. I think I see why Trump is the chosen one.
Okay. You know? Do you want to tell our audience what that experiment is? Because I think it's I think it will challenge people's thinkings about their Twitter feed.
Yeah, I think I've always tried to experiment with the information I can consume. That's why I don't follow anybody on Instagram. I have a lot of fake YouTube profiles that have different personas just to see what the rest of the world is talking about. And it's very interesting how algorithms can really influence your mind. And I've been having conversations with loved ones, and generally it how our families have different opinions. Some prefer right-wing propaganda, some left, some apolitical, and it's always interesting to see their perspectives. So I decided to start consuming a lot of right-wing intense propaganda, kind of
accounts.
Trump and Modi, all of this stuff, and just see how they speak and how their arguments and how it all works. So it's been pretty good so far.
Yeah. So what have you learned from this experiment? Like something?
Oh, I thought I should give an introduction to what the experiment
I understand.
was.
I'm just going along with that.
I think the one thing I've learned is that the basis of the entire argument is that no one's perfect, right? So it's like the whole concept is, the whole way they kind of brainwash you is like, okay, let's taking Trump and Biden, is there Biden is not that great because of this X thing that he did bad. It's like the way the entire Trump rally was against these emails of Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
Right. The entire Biden
and all of that. Yeah.
The entire Biden anti-Biden propaganda is around his son's, involvement with,
Ukraine. I think
the Ukraine thing.
Yeah.
And I think the idea is to just once you get there where both parties are equally bad, then it's just like, okay, now you just choose what you like, and so it's a good breakdown. And it actually started off with I forgot the name of the podcast, but there was a podcast around how the Al-Qaeda recruit people, and and most of Al-Qaeda's recruiting or any of these ISIS recruiting actually happens online. There's almost no interaction face to face until the person lands in Syria or Iraq or wherever, and they're just like, oh shit, And so I was very fascinated with that, and I just thought, okay, this is kind of the same thing. And I think a lot of people don't realize that they are being influenced, and it's like a slow influence that happens, every day, and every small little thing, and it's very well done. These are very, very smart people who come up with these strategies to influence you. So that's it. You just have to be cognizant. The thing that I've learned is that the basis is just to make everyone look like impure, like just make everybody guilty of something,
delegitimize their argument. Would you say that's the right word?
And that's it. You don't have to say it's a good movie to see that is that thank you for not smoking or thank you for smoking.
Thank you for not
it's
smoking.
Like thank you for not smoking. It's like you don't have to prove you are right. You just have to prove the other person is wrong.
I think that movie was way ahead of its time. I think it sort of gave us an idea that, like, even if you don't have anything to say, you can just be like, no, that guy's wrong. So don't listen to him. Like, sort of delegitimize what he's saying. And I think that works. So I think, I think in a week or something, the election results will start coming in the USA. So I remember last time it had happened like at the same day that demonetization happened. And it was a bunch of mixed emotions. Like I was sitting like, there's no way. I was sitting in the car going back to my college and I'm thinking, there's no way. There's some, there's no way Trump is going to win. Like Americans are not that stupid. There's no way, no way, no way. But the longer I traveled, it was a 2-hour journey. Like every hour it just kept getting.
Did we have a podcast then?
Yeah, we did have. No, wait, no, we didn't have the podcast.
No, we didn't have that because if I was the only person amongst my friend circles who was like very confident that Trump was going to win.
Oh God!
And I was like, yeah, Trump is going to win. Everyone thought I supported Trump, and I said I don't support Trump.
Well,
but I could see that he had that momentum of like the crazy people. Like you need crazy people to win shit. It's like Kobe. I don't want to go there. But
I think he didn't win because of the crazy people. I think he won because of those undecided people. I think they sort of leaned more towards Trump than Hillary. They were convinced by those delegitimizing arguments that Hillary was not
right.
Probably
that. No, what I'm saying is that you need to have your fanatics, your core fanatics that will always support you. They don't waver. And I think
exactly. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, those swing states, as they call it in the US.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, fine. Let's get away from the topics that we know a lot about, like politics, and come to topics which we know little about. The NBA. Vinith, we didn't get a chance to. I mean, we had our daily take, so we didn't get a chance to do like we were doing it live, like all the discussions about the finals and all of that. But if we sort of want to wrap up the thing, Lakers beating the Miami Heat, we never thought that it would go any other way, and we did think that it'll be like a 5-game, 6-game maximum series. And we've talked about that series to death. So all I want to ask you is, who do you think came out the best? Like whose stock, like since you like talking about stock, whose stock appreciated the most after the finals? Rondo.
Yeah, I think I mean Rondo was a goner. He was a nobody, and now he's again back to this mythical, extremely high IQ playmaker. And it's not a bad thing for him because he is a very high IQ playmaker, and I think he came out the highest in terms of where he was and to where he came.
Exactly.
Difference.
That's
I think.
Yeah.
I think Rondo kind of went there, and I think maybe the second probably of the finals is probably Jimmy Butler. But Jimmy Butler again, it's just like okay, he had one really good, amazing game. Two. Okay,
That's the games they won.
I would say one. I wouldn't say two, because I think the second game where he played 47 minutes was in my opinion the more tougher of the two, where he they were ready for him. The first time they were not ready for him. They were kind of cocky or what the hell, after your two top of the three stars go down, the Lakers kind of got complacent.
Yeah.
But the second one, I think he really played well.
Okay.
These are my two. What about you?
I mean, for me, definitely, I think Jimmy Butler, because I think the narrative was that Jimmy Butler is not one of those guys. Like he is not a Giannis. He is not a LeBron, Harden, Steph, KD kind of person. And I think he single-handedly showed that he can take it to the much better team, right? This is sort of like the Shaq versus the Pistons, sort of Shaq and Kobe versus Pistons. Nobody gave a chance to the Pistons in that series, but they came and won because they just completely ruined the whole game plan for the Lakers, and they had everyone healthy as well, right? So it was
And also
always
Kobe
going to be
took a lot of bad shots.
Kobe took a lot of matches. Oh my god, I've seen the entire.
Have you seen? Did you see it
I didn't
live?
see it
Though?
live. I didn't see it live.
Oh my god!
But
That's when I lost my love for Kobe, because till then I told you I was a big Lakers fan.
You were a
and
Shaq
I
fan.
really liked Kobe. Yeah, but I also like Kobe. It's not like I hated Kobe. I thought Kobe was great.
Okay.
But then in that finals, oh my god, it was just like
just so many bad shots. Like so many.
Just give the ball to Shaq. Like it was ridiculous.
Yeah. I think like one of those underhanded picks, I would say Kelly Olynyk. I think Kelly Olynyk probably should. I'll tell you why. See, because when Bam came back, I think they went with the Bam has heart, Bam has all these things. But that was healthy Bam, right? Like I felt that was healthy Bam was the person who had the heart, who had the mismatch, who could be the difference and all that. I thought the game three, which Heat won. I thought Kelly Olynyk took AD out, hit those 3-pointers. Like he was sort of the difference maker. Bam came back. He couldn't do anything from outside. He was hobbled by his knee, so he could be that inside presence as well. I thought that was a bad choice to put him back in the lineup. I mean, if you're not fit, like you want to give your best shot, right? You don't want to be like, we'll go in with all heart and we'll work. Like the ankle is not something which works on heart. Like it has to be fine. So I thought in that way, Kelly Olynyk, I was really surprised that they didn't give him more minutes in Game 6. Not that it would have changed much, but like still, you have to do something. You have to give in your all, and then if it doesn't work, because nobody expected you to win anyway. So I thought Olynyk showed shades of that thing. I don't agree with that Rondo stock being that high, because he was playing with LeBron. Like it's not like he was sort of doing his own kind of thing, right? So you play with LeBron, you're like what you're doing is you're just making sure, like if you don't have the ball, you're sort of making sure that you get the ball to LeBron, which is your primary job in that case. So I don't think that way Rondo stocks.
No, I mean,
but I think
I'm not saying stock is not real value, right? Stock is
imaginary,
is perceived value.
Okay.
And I think the perceived value of Rondo has gone higher.
Okay. I mean, see, there again, the thing is, will someone else...
See, you are thinking of Kelly Olynyk's real value. But no one is talking about Kelly Olynyk. No one is talking... His perceived value is still the same.
Perceived value? Yeah, okay. I don't think it's anywhere. I mean, the little white boys, the white shooters, Tyler Hero, David Robinson, I think they will have, like, eyes on them next season when they come in. So
it's funny how they're like 6'5", 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", and we're like little white boys. Yeah.
You saw the way that LeBron just like gave him one little chicken wing, and he's like, ah.
Yeah, I mean, but that
it's like, LeBron. That's LeBron full speed. I know, but like, see, they're young boys. They're going to get better and better. But I'm saying, like now the league will be like, okay, we gotta know that these boys are one of those shooting kind of brothers. So we gotta take little care of them, give them little nudge in the back and all of that. So, it'll be interesting. I'm excited for next season. Do you think it'll come back for Christmas? Do you think that's a possibility? I know that you don't have any sources in the NBA, but from whatever we've read or something.
Yeah, I think it will come. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it will come back. I mean, they got to make money, right? The league's got to make money, and everyone's got to make money. And so I don't see why it won't come back. They already have contracts signed. 3 months is a long enough break for everybody to recoup, and for some people even more people that didn't make the playoffs. So I don't see any reason why it should not. Now how it comes back is a different question. Will it be in a bubble? Will it be a bigger bubble? Will it be maybe an East Coast West Coast bubble, one in LA, one in Orlando? That's a possibility. So I think that would be cool if there's an East and West bubble. And
people just going from one bubble to the other bubble. Do you think there'll be like a hyperloop or something connecting them?
Well, I think that they will change the formats a little bit. Mm-hmm. I feel like there will be.
I don't know if you've read this thing, but the plan is start at Christmas, remove the All-Star break, and I think the plan was to play 72 games, and finish the season before the Olympics start in 2021. So that's the like whatever shams.
But did they talk about where it is going to?
They said they don't want to do a bubble. Like they would ideally want to avoid the bubble, but see, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think there's any way that this is stopping. Like the pandemic is stopping by December, which is 2 months away. Like November, December.
A month. It's
So December 20th is what they are looking at. So 2 months away.
2 months.
Right? I don't think it's going to stop, but I mean, and they did do a great job with the bubble in Orlando. So I don't know how.
It's crazy how we thought the pandemic will get over by July. And
oh my God, I made plans for August.
What plans did you make for August?
I had plans to go to the mountains. I was like, mountains are calling me. They're like, mountains are like, please don't come here. Like, stay there. But
they go to the mountains. The mountains are going to fight. Just go on a bike, no? Like,
go on a bike to mountains. No. No, apparently I think they did open up touristing in Himachal Pradesh and yeah.
No, don't go to those mountains, man. Go to like all these like closer mountains.
What are closer mountains? Like Kalsubai or what is that?
Dandeli and and what's that other one? Khandala and Aligarh and all these places. Alibag.
Alibag is pretty close to where I am. I mean, not pretty close, but like closer than Himachal. Anyway. Well, I
you
guess
have a bike also, right?
I have a bike, but I don't think it can take me to all those places. It'd be a little weak in the knees. We'll move on to changes in the NBA. Like the landscape has changed. It's not changed. It has changed a lot. Like head coaches have moved on. GM has moved on. And there are changes, shifting and all that. So we'll talk about that. We'll start with Houston Rockets. I think you predicted that D'Antoni will go, and you said Russell Westbrook might also go. One of those has happened. The other one, not so sure. Daryl Morey.
I also said Daryl Morey will go.
You said Morey will go?
Yeah. I said that Hong Kong thing was too much.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's close to a year since the Hong Kong tweet was made, right? Yeah, it was made right after a little more than a year since the Hong Kong tweet was made. And Daryl Morey gone, D'Antoni gone. They're looking at people. There are talks of Sam Cassell is one of the people, but the small ball experiment, I don't think it will continue. So there are talks of them pairing.
You should just get LeBron as the coach. I was watching. I mean, yeah, I'll get to the Houston question, but I was watching like some highlights of the finals today, while I was having lunch, and I was like, oh my God, this LeBron AD combo is so fucking good. Like, I had not watched, like, I had seen them, but like, when you see them again, when you just see the highlights, and when you just see the plays,
that's the best play.
That's when you realize, oh my God, like that is a tough combo to beat. Because I think with the Lakers, you always knew these two are really good, but you always doubted the rest, right? You always said, would they show up? But then when you see only these two, when you see their like playoffs, like their just their highlights, it's just like, how do you stop them? Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Anyway,
they're so big also. Question. Like, it's like a big combo.
Yeah.
Right.
And mobile, extremely mobile. Yeah. Like, I saw that. I still, whenever I see that LeBron dunk, right, which he did before halftime, just for the sake of dunking. You remember that?
Yeah. Boom.
Yeah. And he just like casually, just like as though it's just,
I'll show you. I can do it.
Dunking.
Like sometimes when I watch these crazy ass dunks, my knees start paining just looking at it. Like, oh my God, that's like so much pressure you're putting on your legs. It's crazy how much better they are than the average human being. When those moments becomes very, very clear. Not that other times it's not clear. But like I've not been on a basketball court in like what is this, October? Yeah, close to 7 months. So sometimes I forget my limitations on the basketball court. I'm like, I can also pass full court. There's no big deal. And then all those PTSD moments happen. Anyway, so yes, so D'Antoni, Morey gone, small ball probably not going to happen again. So I think they'll be the market to look for a big guy or someone offensively weird at that. Do you think they're going to, like, you think it's fair to say that the small ball experiment is over?
Yeah. I mean, it's over because Daryl Morey is not there. That's the thing. I mean, he was the... I think D'Antoni should just give up at this point.
Should just give up coaching?
I really think D'Antoni should just give up, retire, walk into the sunset and be like, you know what? He pioneered a lot of good things, a lot of amazing things.
Speed,
the 7-second rule, all of that stuff, kudos to him for doing all of that stuff that, a lot of people have followed. Steve Kerr was the GM when D'Antoni was the coach, and obviously he took that to Golden State, and then Golden State, basically blew everything apart, like blew the NBA apart and how to play the game. And so since then everything has changed, and then James Harden has again changed the landscape. So D'Antoni should just take solace in the fact that he changed basketball. Right now, was it for the good? Was it for the bad? Nobody knows. But I think he should just retire. Is my point.
Okay.
He's an old dude, man. He's like 70 plus.
No, he's not 70. No. I think 67, right? Is he 70? Damn.
I think so.
Let's fact check this right now. Mike Tanter.
At least 65, 69. See, he's 69.
That was close. I said 67. No, he said 70. Okay. Who's close? Modulus wise, I think you're close. D'Antoni, there were rumors. So, I mean, I think this will be associated as well. Philadelphia 76ers, I mean, the Clippers basically getting rid of Doc Rivers. What is so surprising with you?
Nothing surprising.
Okay.
We knew he was going.
No, absolutely. Clippers getting rid of Doc Rivers, getting Ty Lue in, and Doc Rivers then going to the Philadelphia 76ers. We'll talk about the 76ers first, because so now again, like one more season comes in where they have to decide what is the future of Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons on that team. Trade rumors about Joel Embiid being sent to the to the Rockets, and them getting a lot of picks and all of that. Do you think James Harden and Joel Embiid will be a force to reckon with? And remember this, on the famous NBA Wala's draft pick night, which never left the ground, I picked with my first two picks James Harden and Joel Embiid, the best small guard, best shooting guard in the NBA.
And if I remember correctly, you also had the worst team.
I did not have the worst. Absolutely not. I had one of the best teams, but history will remember that draft might never ended, so we'll never know what happened.
I don't know, man. I think James Harden needs.
Bear in mind that now James Harden does not have to play with the a drive-in kick-out sort of thing. He can play like how he played with Kevin McHale. When Kevin McHale was the coach for the Rockets, they had a more normal sort of a thing. Then D'Antoni came.
This is the thing, right? It's not about let's not talk about regular season. Let's talk about playoffs, right? So the first thing you need to be playoff ready or championship ready, you got to have health. James Harden is a very healthy guy. Yeah, he's never had any major injury, so he's going to be fine. Joel Embiid not very healthy. So I just don't trust Joel Embiid's health.
Okay.
When Joel Embiid is healthy and he wants to play, two ifs. He's a top 10 player, probably top 6 or top 7 player, because he's just a killer on defense, killer on offense, right? But those two ifs are almost like a unicorn. So I don't think James Harden probably has another 2 or 3 years of really prime James Harden. And so I don't think he will gamble on. I think a better suitable player for James Harden is what's his name? Rudy Gobert.
Oh, that's not gonna happen.
I think Utah Jazz is going to probably make a decision whether they want Gobert or Donovan Mitchell, and they're probably going to stick to Mitchell. And I think Rudy Gobert and what's his name? James Harden will be a very good pairing, because Rudy Gobert is going to take care of all the defense in the paint. You don't have to really worry about it. He'll make sure of that. He's a great pick and roll, run towards the basket, dunk. He's like basically a better, what's his name? What are the other guy's name?
Clint Capella.
Clint Capella. He's like a Clint Capella at like 2x Clint Capella. So plus amazing defense. So if you have those two guys, and I don't think Rudy Gobert will be a max player. I think he'll probably take a little less than max. So you can fit in another superstar in there.
Okay. So do you think they're going to trade away Westbrook? I mean, that's what I'm guessing that you're.
Yeah, Westbrook is gone, bro.
He's going to go.
Wow. Unless Mr. James Harden puts his foot down and says, "What Westbrook is the player? Westbrook is over." He just is over. I'm sorry, it's over.
Interesting. I mean, I
if James Harden wants Russell Westbrook to stay, Russell Westbrook will stay.
I think they're going to stay. I think they're going to try it for one.
Because there is no trade value for Russell Westbrook at this point. No one wants Russell Westbrook's contract with him injured, with his, it's a little tainted at this point. With like they think that he can't play. His, bad IQ, bad shot making, all that stuff. Also, I think he's lost that some of his
ferocity,
edge. Yeah, I think he's lost that edge a little bit.
I mean, I think you should remember that he came to the playoffs after like having just recovered.
I don't necessarily mean just from the playoff perspective. I just generally mean like, I think. This is true also, like, when you saw like sometimes, players just go to this where they start accepting their role. They start accepting who they are. They accept, and the thing that made Russell Westbrook amazing was he never accepted what his role was. So it's like a dichotomy. Like he like Russell Westbrook without the edge is a mediocre player. Russell Westbrook with an edge is bad for your team, but oh my God, such a great player. So it's just, he's just like an Allen Iverson, man. Like, Allen Iverson's similar, right? Like Allen Iverson, he tried to fit in with the Nuggets and with Carmelo Anthony. It just didn't work. It's just the similar kind of mentality. It's just like, it doesn't come naturally to them to be accommodating and play within the system. And what makes them great is that edge and like, it's me versus the world. I'm going to take it on. That kind of mentality gives them that edge. So
some fair points, but mostly garbage. But anyway, we'll see what happens when he comes back.
What do you think? You tell me what do you think. You're the Russell Westbrook
man. I think if they are, I mean, they are probably.
You think Russell Westbrook is the top 15 player?
Top 15, yes, absolutely. Absolutely, without doubt. I think any team would want to have him. The contract might look right now like it's too much, 40 million a year, I think, for 2 more years. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 2 more years, I think 80 million he's owed. So he's going to make that money. But I think if he goes to New York, it'll be good for New York. But I think they're going to run the system again. I think they're going to run this Houston system once again. They're going to probably try to find someone else. I'm really excited to see if it's not small ball, if it's not all 3-point shooting people around and absolutely no defense, like what are they going to do? Is there some way they can convince another superstar to come in? Because that'll definitely send them over the limit and they'll have to pay luxury. I think I've read in many places that their owner, Terman Fertitta or someone, I mean, that guy is not willing to, like pay luxury tax.
So, he's also broke apparently.
So they're billionaires, man. I don't think they can go pro. But yeah, so it'll be very interesting to see what it is. Right? Like, see, we've always admired the Rockets for, even if their strategy is a horrible strategy, that they've gone all in with it. Like every year they've just been like, no, we are going to go completely on. And this year they went completely all in, eliminated their central position itself, and it didn't work. Okay, bye bye Daryl Morey, bye bye. They gave up that experiment. So I think it'll be interesting to see what happens. I have a feeling like from personal point, I think they should run it, but I feel they will probably trade away Russell Westbrook, try to get Joel Embiid. That would be their strategy, which takes me to the point about the Philadelphia 76ers. Do you think they are going to trade away one of the two players this season, Ben Simmons or Joel.
No.
Which is what I also feel. But I just wanted to get your thoughts on it.
I mean, those two are good players, man. They're young, just like who are you going to get? Obviously, it depends on who you're going to get. Now, this conversation. I don't know if we had this on the pod or on whatever, but we had this discussion of who the top 15 players are.
I saw the pod.
So recently there was a video by Ben Taylor about the top 10 players and how they are seeded. And I think the top 10 are pretty easy, to go. It's like LeBron, AD,
Kawhi, Giannis. Are we taking KD or
Nuggets boy?
Jokic.
Yeah, KD, Curry.
What? But they've been injured whole season. They didn't play.
Yeah. I would still take KD at 80%. Are you kidding me?
I'm saying it's not fair. Curry. Dame Lillard. How many is that now?
Joel Embiid.
Okay.
Jimmy Butler.
That should be 10, right?
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
AD. You put AD.
Yeah, I put AD. So these are the top 10 players. Oh, Luka Doncic.
So tough.
I forget Luka Doncic. Can't forget Luka Doncic. Okay, so now you have four spots. You have Paul George. Okay. Who else do you have in that range? Oh, Klay Thompson, dude, easy.
No. Klay Thompson is not top 10.
No, he's after Luka, no? So that's 12.
Oh, that is bullshit.
Klay Thompson, really?
Klay Thompson. Hey, come on. First of all, you should not put them because that's unfair to the other players who've been playing for this year. Like, they have not played a single game in the season. So, like, don't pick
but so what? That doesn't know.
No, then what you're doing is
it's a top 15 player in the NBA. It's a top 15 player in the NBA.
This is not a sympathy vote. Top 15 players in the NBA who played this because of this season. Otherwise, trust me, you would not have put Jimmy Butler. Okay, if you hadn't seen him perform like this, you would not have put Jimmy Butler in the top 10 anyways. So let's not put KD, Steph, and Klay Thompson in this list because they.
Okay, let's take. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. KD, Curry, and Klay Thompson out. Okay, let's see if Russell still comes in.
Yes. Then we put. Who else is there? Westbrook is there.
Chris Paul, bro.
Chris Paul.
Did he or did he not take OKC to the playoffs?
Yeah, he did.
Okay. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Who else?
What is it now?
Who else would you like easily put
trying to
in front of us?
Are you talking?
I'm just trying to see who. No, I'm just talking about the top 15 players.
Okay.
Who else is there? Ben Simmons?
No. Devin Booker. I mean, his team is really trash.
Zion.
Zion, no way.
Ja Morant.
I don't know. I think I would pick Ja Morant higher than
Bradley
Devin
Beal.
Booker. No, not Bradley Beal. Not top 15.
No Bradley Beal?
Not top 15. I mean, let's just say is Bradley Beal better than any of these players, and then you can put any of these players. Who is Bradley Beal better than any of these players?
I would say Bradley Beal
better than Chris
From
Paul?
an offensive perspective, he's very good.
Is he better than Chris
I
Paul?
think he's a better offensive player than Westbrook, in my opinion.
Is that better than Westbrook? No, that's bullshit.
Bradley Beal is a good shooter.
He plays for the Washington Wizards, man. Like, you have to.
That's a different issue, bro.
No, how is that? He is getting points because he's playing on a shitty team.
Like, Jason Tatum.
True. Jaylen
Brown.
Okay, yeah, Jaylen Brown also.
Dude, Jaylen Brown played really well, man.
Yeah, he played really
well. He was like almost some 56-57% efficiency.
Okay.
He was scoring.
And Jaylen Brown, yeah, he's a good player.
Okay. Then what else is there? Who was it? Chris Middleton? No. That one game doesn't put him up. That one game where he.
That should actually put Giannis out of the whole discussion, but let's not.
That is true. So we have 12 right now. That is without KD, Curry, and Thompson.
Yes.
Okay. Who else? Who else is there?
So you've not put Westbrook, right? Like that's the whole point. You're trying to pick a.
No, I'm just trying to know. We can put Westbrook also. Okay, let's put Westbrook. Would you say what's his name? The Nuggets boy, young boy.
Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray, absolutely. I mean, you can put him there because I think he's better than all the people we've not put in there.
Okay.
Donovan Mitchell.
Oh, Donovan Mitchell. And Rudy Gobert also.
Okay. I mean, fine. I mean, it's yeah. I mean, he was a Defensive Player of the Year finalist, so he's not a bad player. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, like what this.
Any of the other Miami guys, Mr. What's his name?
Goran Dragic.
Goran Dragic.
Bam. Thank you, ma'am. I don't know. Like, okay, please tell me what is the point of this laborious exercise?
I was just trying to make a list of like the players that we think are like superstars in the league.
Okay, superstars. All of these are superstars. Rudy Gobert, you think is a superstar? He's the reason the league.
Not superstar is not like from a celebrity perspective, but like
no,
you could anchor a team around them.
No, I don't think you can anchor a team around many of those players. You can't anchor your team around Rudy Gobert for sure. You can't anchor it around Chris Paul anymore. You can't anchor it around Russell Westbrook also, I would say.
They just
you can't anchor it around Klay Thompson even if he was in the list. You can't anchor it around those teams. Like superstars means that they are said you can build a team to maximize their potential. And LeBron, even at his age, can't do that. You have to figure out. I mean, if that is the point for this criteria, then it's wrong. Okay, we've had some sort of a list. We'll put the list down here somewhere because there will be video. But talking about the 76ers, coming back to the 76ers, I feel that because Doc Rivers is a new coach, he will be killed if he sends out either Joel Embiid or Ben Simmons, which is why I think he will not do that. But I mean, I don't know if they find some value for it. Doc Rivers might. Doc Rivers has never been like a great taker of risks, right? Like he's always had a team which was like when he got to Boston, he had the big three, the Boston three party. When he went to the Clippers, they had Lob City right there waiting for him. And I don't know, like there was not much chance of taking risks in his case. It's sad because I think he can do well.
Doc Rivers is shit, man.
But like the 76ers have taken him, so there's some like level of respect for his abilities. I'm just trying to figure out, do you think they're gonna get rid of either?
They just don't want to get fired. Like Doc Rivers is the kind of coach that you won't get fired to choose. It's like it's like saying, okay, let's just put Microsoft on all our IT systems.
Okay.
No one's going to fire you because you chose Microsoft. That's the kind of decision. Like anytime someone takes one of those coaches that is not really good, but like has a good image.
But don't you think like his image is probably hurt the most following these playoffs? Like the Clippers were not.
No, he would have come up with some solution. He would have come up with some excuse, right? He would have said,
that's what I'm saying. Like what excuse do you have when your team was the team which was expected to win it all? They had Kawhi, the robot. They got Paul George. They were like, we are dogs on defense. Something I'm sure you don't understand that term, but dogs everywhere. And they lost after having a 3-1 lead. Like his stock plummeted probably the most from a coaching perspective. Like his team was not expected to lose, right? Like, and they were.
Yeah, but who else will they take? Right, that's my point. Who else will they take?
That is a different discussion.
That's my point. Is that there are very few of these coaches that you can take and not get fired.
Okay.
Like no one's going to blame you. I mean, you have to think twice before like hiring. I don't know, Sam Cassell or people who have no experience, or like Luke Walton.
Okay.
I don't know why Luke Walton is a head coach, but
is he a head coach? Where is he head coach? Oh, Sacramento. Yeah.
Sacramento.
Okay. Well, Sacramento. Anyway, New Orleans Pelicans got Stan Van Gundy, and Brooklyn got Steve Nash. Stan Van Gundy, I mean, the last time he had a superstar, I think it was Dwight Howard, and Dwight Howard got him thrown out.
No, he was Detroit Pistons.
Oh yeah, he was in Pistons. Oh shit, I forgot about that. Well, that's not much to remember there. What do you think about Steve Nash though? You think Brooklyn next year is going to come out and just be like the 2007 Suns? Do you think you're going to see shades of that?
I mean, I don't know, man. I've never been high on Kyrie, so
but he's got KD.
As good. That is true. That is true. And the last time Kyrie had a superstar, they won a championship. So, I think if KD, it all depends on KD's health. I don't think Kyrie can take the Nets too far. He has never taken a team by himself anywhere.
Yeah.
Even at the Boston Celtics, he did well, but they had a great supporting cast. When he was in Cleveland,
they did better without him.
Barely made the playoffs. So I just don't think that Kyrie has that potential to carry a team. But he's a great, great offensive player who needs like a KD or a LeBron or somebody on his side. So it depends on KD. It depends on how healthy KD is, and an 80% KD is still a top 5, top 6 player in the NBA.
Fair. What about Steve Nash's hiring? You think?
No one gives a shit about Steve Nash. Really, who cares? Honestly, let's be honest. Like in the last, when was the last time like
Steve Nash was part of the Warriors?
A coach. Yeah, but my point is, when was the last time like a coach really mattered in the winning of a team, of a championship? I think the last time was like Greg Popovich in 2014. No, maybe Greg Popovich in 2014, 2013. That was a very well coached team. But then after that, it's just been like, yeah, you put Curry, KD, and all in one team. Don't fucking Luke Walton won 30 games
with that team. Yeah, I think yeah.
So I feel like the league has changed. All these like superstars are bonding together, and the coaches are more like agents. Their job is to manage the players there, and hopefully they listen.
Yeah, but
I think
that's a very important part for a coach also, to be able to manage. It's not just telling them, okay, they run a double screen and then a flare screen, and then they are professional people. Like,
but that is also a very important part. That's a very important part. Like, yes, you have to be able to manage personalities, but then if you don't
I think you manage the strategies like during practice, but in the game, you have to let the people do their thing. Like, you trust that people will follow Kyrie and KD's example, like a Chris Levert, who's supposed. I think we're forgetting that they have DeAndre Jordan as well, like in the center. DeAndre Jordan. I don't think we've addressed that fact. So, and DeAndre Jordan has nothing to do here except get rebounds and block shots. Like, he doesn't have to worry about anything. Like all his life,
he's free throws.
I think he's gotten better. I don't know if you've noticed that, but he used to shoot like stat numbers, but I think he was shooting like Tim Duncan numbers later in this. I think last year or before that.
Okay, that's fair.
It's not bad. It's a Stack and Tim Duncan. It's a throwback to our previous episode. Link will be somewhere. Not really. I don't think that episode is on YouTube. Anyway, we'll wind up this chat with a few specific things. Some chatter that has happened, and we would love to know. I would love to know your reaction to that. Shaq had complaints about Dwight Howard celebrating on Instagram. He's like, you didn't really earn this championship, so don't go about talking like you were part of the reason why the Lakers won this championship. What is your thoughts about it? Should role players be like, hey, we won, or should they be like, yeah, we won.
No, role players should be able to celebrate their victory. I think Shaq has bad feelings against Dwight Howard. Like, there's no love between the both of them for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
I would say like mostly Dwight Howard's problem. Like, he simply, you don't, till you don't prove you're better than Shaq, just shut up. Like, Shaq was such a dominant force, and he tried to like mimic Dwight Howard. Shaq and Zach. Anyway, the point being, Shaq said it because he doesn't like Dwight Howard.
Okay,
nothing to do with.
But it's a little bitter thing to say. If team members should be able to say.
Shaq's a sensitive man. He says that himself. I'm a sensitive man.
And Kyrie Irving saying that this is the first time there's someone who he's confident that they'll make the last shot. They get LeBron James. Do you think that's fair? I mean, the numbers don't support it at all, but is it just Kyrie being Kyrie? I mean, what is this, guys?
I mean, I think there is some truth to it. I think, Kyrie can get his shot in like a million ways. And I think if you compare KD and LeBron, KD is the better offensive weapon.
Yeah.
So I don't think that he is wrong in saying that. But I also think that it is inappropriate for him to say that without even playing a single game.
Okay, that's a new take. And what do you think about this? I mean, it's pretty childish, but Lakers and Celtics now have the same number of titles. I think 17. So Lakers fans are like, Celtics won most of the championships when there were not that many teams in the league and people were unfit, and this is not really the NBA that we know today. Like since the modern NBA, which is 1979, I think, when Magic Johnson and Larry Bird came to the scene, the Lakers have won far more championships. I think 5 and 5, 10, 11 rings, and the Celtics have won like 4 or 5 or something. No, 3 with Bird.
4.
Yeah, 4. So 4. So like, any thoughts, Vineet, on those people?
No thoughts. I mean, these are inconsequential numbers. And I think the Celtics fans will say that the Lakers are counting the Minneapolis championships too. Yeah, which is not fair. So
I mean, if you take that off and you take the pre-modern NBA, then Lakers are like miles ahead. Like the modern NBA, I think Lakers are the franchise. Celtics are relying more on, like it's like what I say, that mechanical engineers, like even if the freshers who come to mechanical engineers, they're like, oh, mechanical engineers, we are the best, we are this, we are that. But like
such an Indian take. This is such an Indian take.
Yeah, I mean, I am Indian. It's that confusing.
No, I mean, like, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think any of these cliques which like passionately are like, oh, our ancestors did all these crazy things, it's pretty silly, especially people who played like some 70 years ago. Yeah, close to that. Anyway, that's that. We will strive for more engaging podcasting content as we move along. We've managed to keep time. Vineet, thank you so much. And yeah, is there anything you want to add? Like, it's going to be the last episode before we start back again with season 4, or will there be episodes in between?
I mean, we can always.
Always have a chat. It's not costing us. It's a pretty anticlimactic end to this pod.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm excited for the next season. I think we did some good work last season. It was it got a little bit too much. I think
the daily takes were like
the daily takes really took us, and also the talk show thing, and then like I think there was like this 1 month period where it was just like we were doing something every day.
Yeah,
and it was like it was hectic.
But I just want to add that since the podcast ended, like we have sort of told ourselves that without even telling ourselves, we've taken a break and like focused on other things other than basketball. I have checked very little basketball. Like my mind has taken a sort of like this that bubble playoff time was like so much intense thing. Like you said, we were doing all this thing. We had to pick out topics. We started off with daily takes about random things, which I thought was really fun. Then it became daily takes about the playoffs, which we managed to do. What was it, like 50 episodes?
93 episodes.
93 episodes, including everything. Just the playoff things every day, single day, without
every day.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think there was like too much basketball going inside my head. I could, if I close my eyes, also I would see hoops, which is probably not very healthy. Anyway, I think
I heard it at something else, but let's
no. I didn't say whatever. Anyway, Vineet, thank you, and audience, we will.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Yes, and we will catch you with it. Please subscribe to us on Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Stitcher, wherever you get your podcast at. Maybe in the future you might see ads in between, but till that time, take care, and Thank you. All is
Oh,
paid.
there's a video also. All right. See you guys.
All right. How do you stop it?